Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to an Instagram opportunity call from two Monatans who try to convince us that Monat is still, to this very day, the very best MLM and the very best business opportunity for you and you and you. Let's go.
Hello everybody. I am so excited. I'm going to be hopping on here talking to Nicola Nelson. You guys, she sells shampoo. She sells Monat, and she has made over $3 million selling shampoo from her phone. She is expecting her third baby. They just moved to Tennessee. They're building their dream home. Finicky.
While she's figuring out the technical difficulties there, you don't make $3 million in Monat because you are selling shampoo. Monat is an MLM, which is a recruitment-based business. You're in the recruitment industry, and if somebody is able to make $3 million, then it means that they were able to recruit enough people to finance their lifestyle. Not that they were able to sell $3 million in shampoo because they're great salespeople when it comes to the actual products. That's not how it works.
This accept button can be a little bit finicky when you're going live. Hey girl, I might try. Okay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm like so excited. Sometimes I dread going live, but I feel like you just hyped me up.
Oh,
It's gonna be so fun.
Yes, I'm so excited, you guys. So for those of you who don't know, we sell Monat.
Yep.
We sell shampoo. Nicola, how long have you been selling?
So I started 5 years ago now, which it's literally flown by. It's crazy.
That's how I feel. I like just hit 2 years, and I'm like, I feel like I just joined yesterday.
It's so crazy how it just like flies by.
Yeah,
But, also just no, I'm wearing my husband's t-shirt. I'm almost 38 weeks pregnant. So at this point, I'm like, whatever fits.
Yes.
You know.
But that's
so
of it, right? Like you can be working up until you give birth if
you
want.
It is nice. It is nice. I could just hop on a live and, get some stuff done.
But who wants that? Working up until you're giving birth wouldn't be for me. It is okay to take time off before that. And if this is considered work, then I guess me taking out the trash is also considered work because I don't get paid to do that either. These women are currently sitting on an Instagram live in the hopes to be able to recruit someone or to sell a product and make connections, but those are not income producing activities at the moment. Unless you recruit somebody, you sign somebody up who joins your team, or you're able to sell a product, you're not making money that way. So I find it hard to describe this as work.
But okay, I want to ask you some questions. I feel like you're always the interviewer. So something that's really intriguing, because when people ask me about this business now, they're like, well, you have a lot of followers, which I don't even have that many followers, but people in their heads think that. But we both started with a smaller following. I had like 600 followers, but you literally had like 0 followers, not even a profile picture. You were just that creeper watching the stories, and you ended up joining. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So you guys, when I joined, I'll like back up a little bit and just talk about my life pre-Monat and then what it's like now. So when I joined, I was someone who thought social media was bad, right? Like I think that objection a lot is like, oh, like I don't want to be on social media. I don't like social media, blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. But in reality, it's a tool, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I completely got off social media after I graduated college, not high school. And I re-downloaded it. I started following random cooking accounts and home interior stuff and whatever, just random stuff that I like to consume, right? And I didn't care to post. I didn't care. I just wanted to consume content, right? I was just scrolling on my phone. So my Instagram, you guys, literally when I joined, I had no post. I had no profile picture. I had like 27 followers.
You were the creeper.
Yeah. I was a stalker. So guys, like those of you, like don't judge people by their Instagrams because you never know. They could be like an Amanda Johnson and like really need money and really need this opportunity and just running, right? So my upline, she was on my explore page and I was like, oh, she looks cute and she has a daughter that's my daughter's age and I think she lives around me, whatever. I followed her. And she was posting about shampoo and I'm like, was intrigued because I had a need. Like I had postpartum hair fall. just had my second baby. I had the gnarly, like, you know, really horrific, just postpartum hair fall. And so I knew, but I didn't buy from her. I bought from my friend's mom because I was like, I don't want to be a VIP. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I just want to try it.
I can only imagine.
But that intrigued me. So I was like, okay, if it's that good, I will jump in and sell. But like a lot of people, they want to try it before they sell, right? They're like, well, I want to make sure I love it and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I ended up buying like off the black market off of my friend's mom. And I didn't like it at first, honestly. I had a really gnarly transition phase. My hair felt heavy. I needed the scalp scrub. I needed the oil. So that's why I always say, like, make sure you're buying from someone who actually, one, knows what to recommend, and number two, will come in and check on you, right? Like, my friend's mom wasn't checking on me. My friend wasn't checking on me. And so I was like, oh, that shampoo's no good. Like, it just doesn't. But when I tried it again and I used it properly and I got the right product for my hair type and I got the scalp scrub, I was like, holy smokes, this stuff is so dang good. Okay. But I was still, you know, I was still creeping. I was watching these girls. I was watching Nicola make money. I was watching so many people make money. And I'm just like, oh, well, that must be nice for them. But like, I don't have an Instagram following.
Aww.
So
For the person currently speaking, I feel that is her brand. I have seen her before also on other opportunity calls together with her upline, where she said, well, I didn't have any followers and now look at me. So I have a feeling it is kind of on brand for her to push that you can start Monat even if you do not have any followers, when that is a legitimate objection. A lot of people who are just on social media because they want to consume content and don't necessarily want to connect with people, or they don't want to produce content for everybody to see, they only have a small following. And by somebody saying, I only had 27 followers or 0 followers, and look how successful I am now, they try to overcome objections before people even say these. But it is a legitimate concern, and it is a legitimate reason to not start Monat. There are a lot more reasons why you shouldn't join Monat, but realistically speaking, if you have a huge following and you are already working with a platform with lots and lots of followers, then it is more likely for you to be successful in an MLM. Maybe only short term, but it's easier for you to sell the opportunity and the products than for somebody who doesn't have a lot of followers. Her upline is Ivy. She is a part of Krista Parney's leg or business, and she had over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and she was already making substantial money for being an influencer, and she was promoting kids products and pretty much already selling out her kits on social media. At least that would be my take on this. And that is the person that was getting rather quickly successful in Monat because she already had a substantial following. Whether that person is that successful, I am not sure. I doubt that for various reasons, but we will get into that in a second. If you have more followers on social media, it is more likely that you will be successful than somebody who doesn't have a lot of following. And can we talk about this myth that Monat will solve your problems when it comes to postpartum hair loss? There is no treatment and there is no cure for postpartum hair loss. So let's cut the crap and let's not try to reel women in who don't feel the best because after they have given birth, they're losing a lot of their hair. That is a natural process and a normal process that usually starts within 5 months of giving birth and starts slowing down about 3 months or so after that. There is no treatment for postpartum hair loss, but there are steps you can take to help your hair feel fuller and prevent further hair loss and damage. Monat will not be able to cure that. Unfortunately, as uncomfortable as that must feel, it is a natural process that will figure itself out as you go along. There's no need to spend a lot of money on overpriced Monat products. No.
I'm just a normal person, right? So I had 2 children at the time. My husband's in the Marine Corps. He's an officer in the Marine Corps. So even if he works more or he does a better job than someone, he doesn't get paid more.
Wow.
The pay is exactly the same.
Wow.
So it was gnarly, right? And so what we ended up doing, you guys, was, we were living in Southern California, inflation crazy, gas crazy, right? And we were going to sell everything in our home and move into a trailer. And like, it was like cool. Like we wanted it to be like cool and we're like nomadic and like doing, but really, like, wow, we're broke and like we can't even afford groceries and dollars in credit card debt. Like it was just it was hard. And you guys, like, it wasn't like we were financially irresponsible. My husband has his degree in finance. He worked on Wall Street. But when you don't have a lot of money and you're living in Southern California and you can't, like, his income was capped, you guys. He couldn't make any more money, right?
Wow.
It's hard. It's hard, right? We figured, well, let's do this. Let's sell everything and then move into a trailer, and then we can kind of like move around and whatever. We kind of like romanticized it. Push comes to shove, and hi, buddy. Okay, sit in my lap, okay? And my husband's like, we can't do this. Like, we just can't do this. We're not going to do this. And I was like, you're right. And our home was completely empty, you guys. It was basically completely empty. And, you know, my husband's like, we're not going to move into a trailer. You guys, we had bought the truck to pull the trailer. Our home was empty. Like, I mean, it was, okay, so we were like about to do it. And then, yeah, I just decided, you know, I'm going to sell shampoo. And a few months prior to that, prior to the decision to not move into the trailer, I had met my now upline at the park. We were at the same park, the same day, same time. We were talking. She told me about like, I know I was watching you, but it's just not for me because I don't have a following. And she's just like, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, it does. Yeah. Like, you have like a big, right? And so, so I just decided, I'm like, all right, well, after telling my upline no for 5 months, almost 6 months, I was like, I'm just going to give this my best crack. Like, what's the worst thing? Wash your hands. You got to go ask daddy, baby. What's the worst thing that could happen? Right. And so I decided to jump in with my 27 followers, hit the first drink in 2 weeks. Wow. You know, I got pregnant. Which is what I wanted to expand our family. And so I got pregnant. This baby was born at home. It was $7,000 put on a credit card completely. And so when I joined Monat, I was like, okay, I want to pay off our credit card debt as I can, right? These were like big goals, you guys. Yeah. I'm like, chip away at debt like a little bit faster. That would be thing. And then if I could pay for my next home birth in cash, that would also be amazing. And so anyway, because it was completely put on credit card. We have health insurance for the military, but it's not great for holistic preventative care. So joined, hit the first drink. You gotta sit down, buddy. Hit the first drink, found out I was pregnant, fell off for a few months. And this is what really attracted me. You gotta sit down, buddy. Attracted me after I was even in it was that even though I had fallen off and I wasn't really working and I wasn't really posting, I was getting paid every single Friday because the customers that I did get in my first month of business, they were coming back and they were buying the scalp scrub and the oil and the hot tools. And I'm like, okay, I'm literally puking my guts out, like so sick, newly pregnant, and I'm still getting paid. And so I was like, okay, when I jump back into this thing, I need to take it for real. Like, I need to do this seriously. And so, yeah, that's kind of like where I started. And then I found out I was having twins at 32 weeks. So in March.
So amazing. You had your home birth and you were able to pay for that in cash in full.
Yes.
From.
So my midwife, it was $8,000. And then I had the last second for an extra 10 grand.
Oh my goodness.
Had it not been for shampoo, you guys, like there's no way I would have been able to have them at home.
Totally. That's like so inspiring. I'm like, I feel inspired right now. So good.
How is that so good and how is that so inspiring? These are just some random financial claims that most people in Monat cannot relate to, and you as a market partner can actually not do according to Monat's own terms and conditions. I do not see an income disclaimer here. I do not see the income disclosure statement here, and somebody claiming that they're able to make $7,000 from Monat that then they were able to pay in cash to do a home birth is something that most people cannot relate when most people don't make money in Monat. And hardly anybody in that company is able to make $8,000 or more, so that is in breach of the terms and conditions from Monat themselves. Congratulations, you're already not compliant. Can you tell I work in compliance? Yes, I do. I do work in the media industry, but still, those things are always so super, super obvious to me, and the fact that these people don't see and don't understand or don't care to understand that they're not compliant with their own company's rules. And they could get kicked out before they're even able to say Monat. That is something they don't get. And some people have been kicked out because they created quite a buzz and quite a stir publicly. The top leaders, not necessarily because they make the company a lot of money, but your average market partner that Monat doesn't think they really depend on because they don't have a big ass team. you will be out. So be very, very careful with this. And if you see claims like this, you can also report this to the authorities. And also, is this the Monat magic? You sit in your bedroom, and while you have to pitch the Monat opportunity and the Monat shampoo, your child is distracting you, your conversation partner, and also your audience. And don't get me wrong, that is reality. If you have children and you work from home, that is what happens. But it is ironic that the Huns always claim about time freedom and I don't have to be away from my children, yet you're not really able to work. She will have to send her child out in a second so that the father can look after them, and that is a reality. If you're a working mom or if you're a person that stays at home and takes care of their children, you need quiet time sometimes, you need downtime, and sometimes if you really need to focus or if you need to work, you will have to do that without your kids attached. So all of this time freedom stuff that the Huns like to throw around, and I'm at home with my kids, yeah, but you can obviously not work with your kid in the room if it's distracting, and that is okay. But stop pitching the Monat opportunity or the MLM opportunity in that way. Either focus on pitching your business or on your child. It looks like both is not always possible.
Well, do you want me to kind of go in with my story a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take him down to daddy, but yeah, I want you to talk about.
I'll just talk to the wall. Okay, you guys. Well, hi everyone. My name is Nicola. I used to live in Southern California, and we just recently moved to Tennessee.
And that is the reality in Monat, and that is okay. You will not be able to spend a day at home and be able to fully focus on work and fully focus on your children at the same time. So let's cut the crap and let's stop romanticizing this work from home mother bull crap, because it's obviously not working. And I see that over and over and over again on those calls. Either focus on your job, whether you work from home or somewhere else, or focus on your children. When you work and when you need to focus and when you need some quiet time because you need to talk to your audience, then it is okay that your children are not around you and that somebody else is taking care of them. In this case, she's sending her child down to their father so that he can take care of the son, which is okay. But that is not a magical situation, just like every other job. Sometimes you need to focus and you cannot have your children around.
My husband says like it's like 4 or 5 months now. I'm like, I can't even remember. Like it's flown by. But I was previously an esthetician. I did eyelashes, I did makeup, and I never had anything to do with hair. Like I've always hated hair, like anything to do with it. I always wore hair extensions. I just never even knew how to style it. I heard a Monat from a friend of a friend. And so I just tried it as a customer. I was like, I want to try it. I don't care if it's an MLM. If it works, it works. If not, great. It ended up working great for my hair. And so I just signed up as a market partner for the discount, because when you're a market partner, you get 30% off. And I was like, shoot, like, why not have a discount? At the time, my husband was a firefighter for the city of Los Angeles. And he worked a ton. He worked lots of overtime, which as a firefighter, when you work overtime, you actually do get paid, unlike the military. But it was just like we were living separate lives. When I was gone, he was gone. It was just, we wanted to have kids in the future, but we were just like, make this work. Truly, like, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but also have something of my own. And I was just like, screw it. I think I'm going to start selling this shampoo. I am obsessed with it. My sisters started black marketing it from me. Like they would like buy some from my website and they were telling people about it. And I was like, why am I not earning commissions off of this? So I remember I signed up my first customer, who was actually my sister's best friend. And I remember I got my paycheck. My paycheck for the one customer was like $16. And I remember I was like, $16 for one person to buy shampoo? I was like, this is amazing.
If your first paycheck in Monat is $16 in commission because you were able to sell to one customer, that is not amazing. That is pretty sad. First of all, how much product did you have to sell to that person that you're able to get $16 in commission? And second of all, if it was that amazing, why didn't you continue to just sell the products? You can do that at the lowest rank, the market partner rank. For all of the other ranks, you need to recruit people. So if it is that amazing and that $16 commission check was so great, why didn't you just continue to sell the freaking products? Amanda, the person at the top of the screen, the woman that spoke first, that had to remove her child to their father, she said that she was able to hit the second rank within 2 weeks. That is also not necessarily impressive, because just like the woman at the bottom said, who are you going to sell to in the beginning? Who are you going to recruit? It is the people in your warm market, the people closest to you. And only at the lowest rank are you able to make money by just selling product. The second rank and up, you must recruit. So for these women, this is so amazing. The commission from selling shampoo is that great. Why didn't they stay at that rank? At the second rank already, you must recruit 2 people. You cannot rank up in Monat otherwise. I always find it ironic how little you have to do to be love bombed and to be appreciated in an MLM. It is like me saying, I woke up this morning, I brushed my teeth, and I combed with my fingers through my hair. That is amazing, that is inspirational, and that is such an achievement. It is not. $16 in commission, if that is your first paycheck from selling Monat, is not impressive.
And so we had some like stuff happen. My husband broke his back while being on the fire department. He wasn't able to work overtime, which we lived in Southern California. So literally like our finances just piled and piled up. And I remember I literally was taking a shower and the shower went freezing cold. And it's like one of those things where you're like, this is not happening. Like, my shower is cold. Like, did we not pay the water bill? Like, what's going on? So anyways, our water heater went out. And at the time we couldn't even like cover $600 to buy a new water heater. And I was like, screw it. Like, I need to like do something else. Like, I have to get uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable in my shower right now. And I'd rather just be uncomfortable on social media. So I was like you, Amanda, I went for it. Like, I was like, I'm going to do this and like, nothing's going to stop me. I didn't realize how many like-minded women like me were out there at the time, because I think so many people hide things back. I mean, we don't want to talk about finances. No one wants to talk about their living circumstances. And from behind the scenes, I think even being a fire wife, people think that, you know, it's this amazing life. And, you know, a lot of people have the boat and the truck and the nice house, but it's like, what is the sacrifice behind that? And so many fire wives I knew, their husbands were working 25 days, 28 days in a row, and they weren't even seeing their husbands. And I was like, this is the life I was living, and this is the life I wanted to escape from. So, I mean, fast forward, I think in 2 years, I made over $1 million in commissions, 2 or 3 years. We have been able to invest in rental properties because of this business and the cash flow. My husband was able to literally leave his job in the fire department, and now he's able to, you know, do his own thing. He's dabbling into so many different things right now. And we moved to Tennessee. Like, who would have thought, like, our life is it's so different now, so transparent. We would have never been able to move across the country before. And yeah, it's crazy.
It's, guys, like, something I didn't mention too was my husband. My husband is so freaking hardworking. Okay. Like, he was thinking about like, oh,
guys,
you guys, he's like, okay, I'll like Uber on the weekends, or I'll deliver pizza on the weekend. And I'm like, babe, you're an officer in the Marine Corps. Like, officers are like college educated. They have their degrees. They get paid way more than people who are enlisted, right? But still, like, living in California, it was so expensive. And you guys, my husband did not want me to do this. Okay.
Oh.
If your husband is skeptical, that's a good thing, because he cares about you. Okay. Yeah. Monat is not like any other direct sales company out there. None. Whatsoever. Yeah. Being in the military, and I'll tell you why. Being in the military, you know, a lot of people have children. They want to stay at home with their children. That was always a desire of mine. I was like, I'm not going to be a boss babe. Like, I'm not going to go to work and have someone else raise my kid. I was raised by a stay-at-home mom, and it was the best thing ever. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I wanted to be. And so, you know, but really, I lost my train of thought completely. But the point, I remember, other military spouses who try direct sales, I had a lot of friends do it, and they just like had the party. They were excited. They did the thing. I bought from them, right? I genuinely liked the products that they were selling, but then they just would kind of quit. And so, like, well, I guess they didn't make any money doing it, because if it was profitable, they would have kept going, right? And so that's why I was so intrigued by Monat, because I was like, okay, not only are these girls like, you know, having amazing results with these products and they're making money, they're making a ton of money. Okay. And the only reason why Nicola has made over $3 million selling shampoo is because the girls below her are also making money. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like we just sign up a bunch of people and then they just do the work. It's like, no, like we have to bring them up with us, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way anyone makes money is if you help the girls below you.
They're saying the quiet part out loud, and it is not even a team call. So is that why Monat is so amazing? I don't care about the rags to riches story before it's blah blah. Yeah, the same stuff you hear over and over again. But are they just admitting that it's a pyramid scheme? That's what I hear. You cannot just recruit people, although I thought it was about selling shampoo and then get rich. But what she said here is the confirmation that Monat is a pyramid scheme. She wouldn't have made $3 million in commission if it wasn't for her team. My job is done. Thank you for watching. Tschüss. I'm just kidding. My job is done. $3 million in commission because you had a big enough team, because you recruited enough people, and not because you sold enough shampoo. And what is this mumbo jumbo about Monat is so different? And it was intriguing to her because in the military, other military spouses were selling Monat and they were really excited and interested, and she bought from them. And then they just disappeared because they were not successful. And that is why Monat was so interesting to her. What? What are we even talking about? They're not making money, so naturally sign me up. That doesn't make any sense. Not at all. I thought this was supposed to be a business and not a hobby that you push a lot of money into.
And so I was kind of averse to it. Honestly, I was like, my husband was like, no, like, you know, he brought up Herbalife, he brought up Advocare, all these other companies to where it's like, it's just been proven reports, you know, that it's like, no, those were predatory companies. And I'm like, babe, this is so different. This is so different. You literally buy a pack full of product.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it works out, great. Mm-hmm. We can get debt, right? We can get out of our $20,000 credit card debt. Mm-hmm. We can refurnish our house because all our furniture is gone because we were going to move into an RV. We can pay for our next home birth. We can start saving and investing. Like, you guys, shampoo is not the end goal. Okay. Like it's the means to get us there. And so he was really reluctant. And frankly, we fought about it a lot because, but you know what? That's okay. Because I knew the vision God gave me, and I knew that I could succeed at this, even though I didn't have social media.
So you were not a submissive wife?
Not in fact, but I seriously, like I was like, babe, I need to do this. And he's like, no, you're not going to do it. I was like, babe, you want to deliver pizza on the weekend to be away from your family? I know that this is going to work for us because I'm going to work for it. Right. Yeah. And so, no, I wasn't. This was very like, you know, I know it's like trendy to be submissive. Right?
Beginning of her divorce. I'm just kidding.
Seriously though, like it was, I want people to understand, like, this was to get to where the place that I'm at, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. And I had a lot of pushback, you know, from my husband. Now my husband's like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, order this surfboard, or I'm gonna get this bike. And I'm like, go for it, babe, you know?
Aww.
So he believes in it now, you know, and my car is covered by shampoo. And so he gets it now.
Your car is covered by shampoo? Girl, that's messy. Clean that up. But back to the topic. All of the things that she has described so far do not show me why Monat is allegedly different. You buy a product pack so you can start in Monat. That's the same for Herbalife. That's the same for Advocare. That is the same for every other MLM. Sometimes you can join and you don't have to buy a product pack, but you buy a business starter kit. Young Living, for example, has that, but then you inevitably also need to buy the products on top of that. That is how you get into any multi-level marketing company, and Monat is no different there. Monat is like Herbalife and is like Advocare, a predatory business model. It is a multi-level marketing company. So let's cut the crap once again, and let's not kid ourselves. Monat is presenting itself more younger, more digitally advanced than a lot of other companies because they're attracting a lot of younger people that want to live this fake influencer life. Still predatory, still bogus, and you pretty much already admitted that it's a pyramid scheme. It is the same system.
But it's hard at first when our husband's like, You know, they think like MLM, scheme, scam, whatever, right? Herbalife, all the other things. And so I'm like, no, this is different. And so I decided when I jumped in, I was like, I'm going to do this for real. Like, I'm going to do it for real, and I'm going to put my mind to it.
Monat is so different, but I'm not going to tell you why, because I don't have any arguments, because Monat is not different. How is Monat different?
And I don't want anyone watching thinking that they're going to join. And it's, look, you guys, it's exciting. This is a really, really exciting time to be in Monat because of new products. Like, we have a completely new product line.
Also, like, let me like stop you really quick, because here's the thing is I don't feel like I'm selling anyone, because truly, like, our products work. They're so good. Like, there is nothing else on the market. Like, my hair, okay, my hair looks terrible right now. I have an oil treatment in, but they work. Yeah. So I don't feel salesy. Like, no, I truly am like, this is something that I've been using now for 5 years, and I will not put anything else on my head. Yeah. And our products are great. And so my team sells over $1 million a month from just people reordering. Yeah. People reordering their dry shampoo, their oil, their whatever, their mask. And it's like, it's not forced. It's like, it's just, you know, reorders. So,
and you don't have to convince anyone to wash their hair, no. Right? And remind anyone to wash their hair, no. Right? So you guys, this past summer we moved to Northern California, and this, like, again, just became so abundantly clear to me why Monat is so profitable. You know, when we were in the middle of moving, I forgot to take my beef liver pills, didn't pack my oils, like, didn't like any of the other things, right? Wasn't cleaning my because I didn't have a home. But you know what I was doing? I was washing my hair. I was, you know what so like, yeah. I'm like so smart, because that's the hard thing about selling these hair products. It's like, you have consistent. I love my beef liver. I love using my other products from other companies, but like, frankly, I forget to. I'm a busy mom. I got 4 kids, you know. I washed my hair today, but for, you know, the past couple of days I was doing dry shampoo every day. So it's like, our customers, they use it, they love it. When they run out, they order more. So it's just like the most genius, in my opinion.
No, it really is.
No, it is not. And in these calls, we see people who are super easily excited, or at least in a very performative way. You're not making money because people come back to you and order and reorder, because Monat sells shampoo, hair oil, and dry shampoo, and those are very consumable products. They're not. You're not making money in Monat because you sell a lot of shampoo, as you've admitted before. $16 in commission is very likely, for most people, a somewhat realistic paycheck when it comes to selling shampoo in Monat. But as she has admitted, she needs a big-ass team, her downline. They need to fulfill certain tasks, and then she is able to make a good amount of money. Not that that is sustainable, but for a certain period of time that seems like an opportunity. But not because you sell a lot of shampoo and you have a lot of returning customers. It is because you have a team, and they try to sell the product, and they try to recruit, and they purchase for themselves. This is not a sales-based business. This is a recruitment-based business. And yes, the people in Monat are salespeople, but not necessarily because it's their job to sell the products, but they sell the business opportunity. And if you were a well-trained and a good salesperson, you would hit your quota, you would make your sales, you would make your commission, and you're not salesy while doing that, because you know how to approach a customer without coming across as slimy and salesy. And let me repeat again, the person at the bottom said that she made $16 in commission. That was her first paycheck. And then within a certain period of time, within her years in Monat, she was able to make $3 million in commission of the people on her team, because they also need to be helped, and they also need to be able to hit certain ranks. So $16 in commission from selling occasionally a product, or $3 million from profiting off of the efforts of your team. It's a pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme. Shh. The haters are back in town. Apologies. Let's continue with the video.
And what's nice about it is, like, I mean, these days, everyone is selling something. Like, I literally tell people, if they're nervous to do this, I'm like, why are you nervous? Everyone is selling something. Everyone has a Like It to Know It. Everyone has an Amazon storefront. And what's nice is, like, we're not having to put together these gift guides and these other things and, like, always recreate the wheel. It's like we have something, and it's like, it's there. and people are repurchasing it because I love, as much as I love all these gift guides and all these things, and I'm not bashing it, and that's how some people, bring in an incredible income, but it's like, gosh, I couldn't imagine if I had to do that with my 2 kids, being pregnant, scrolling the internet, trying to find.
But you do that. You consistently have to talk about this. You consistently have to talk about the business opportunity, about the products. You consistently post because of the product and the business opportunity. You're doing exactly what you say you don't want to do. You're doing exactly that. Products don't sell themselves. Excuse me. The products don't sell themselves. The customer don't just purchase products out of nowhere and they will continue to reorder. You need to consistently post about the products and you need to consistently attract people to the business model.
This and that. So it's,
Listen, I want people to understand too, and I didn't really like realize this until a couple of months ago. So I gave birth to my twins in May. Okay, so that was 6 months after, I joined in September, fell off, jumped really back, and I hit AMB December of 2022. So I was kind of working, but January 2022 was when I really was like, okay, I'm going live, I'm doing op calls, I'm just doing the do, right? And then in May, I gave birth to twins. Okay, so I went from 2 children to 4 children from January and May. 5 months after that, after my twins were 5 months old, my 2 other children were under 4. I hit the car rank in the company. Okay. And that's like guys, if you're a market mentor above, like going for MM is like one of the hardest ranks you can hit. And then once you do it, it's like, oh, that was nothing. Right. Yeah. But just that it's a lot. It is a lot. So I want people to understand.
I should show my car right now. Oh. Where is it? Right there, baby.
So pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys, once you drive a Cadillac, it's just like the best car ever. But, I want people to understand that like I hit that rank with 4 children under 4, no help. Again, my husband's in the military. He was working crazy long hours, not getting compensated more. And I did that, right? And then 2 months after that, I hit the next rank. So it wasn't like I barely just hit this rank. It's like, no, I hit it hard. And then a couple months later, I hit the next rank, right? And so, this is really like a mind over matter type business. Right? Because I could have been like, well, I have 4 kids under 4. I have 2 newborn babies, but it's just not my season to really.
And here's the thing, though, like, and I will never underestimate hard work, because it's like when I was starting, I was showing up every single day. Like, I knew what it takes, because the thing is I saw so many girls starting different businesses or different things, and they would just fall off. And I was like, I will not be that girl. I will be the girl that when people think of Monat shampoo, they're buying it from me. They're not buying it from anybody else. Mm-hmm. And so it's like it doesn't matter what you do in life. I don't care if you want to be a real estate agent or if you want to sell ice on the side of the road. You got to show up every single day if you're going to build that business. You have to build that trust. So,
But look, you guys, think about the thing with sales today, which is that's what we do. It's sales, right? It doesn't feel else with shampoo, but think about like your great grandma knocking on doors for Avon. She would have to knock on 100 doors, and maybe
my mom did that.
Maybe she got a few yeses, right? Yeah. But with advice literally in your hands, you can make connections so fast.
Yeah,
you can other people so fast, right?
Yeah.
You can do 100. You can make 100 connections in a matter of minutes now.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's crazy.
Spoiled. We are truly spoiled.
We are.
You just gotta do it though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And show up every single day. Me showing up in my stories, talking about the business, talking about the product is not hard to me.
No.
What's for me is my husband stressing out over our finances, is able to, afford organic food, is
having a cold shower. Come on, guys.
Cold shower. Like I at Nicola and I and be like, wow, like they're just so amazing and blah blah blah. And okay, maybe yes, we are. We're awesome. But we started. Don't compare if you join. Don't compare where you're at and where you start to where we're at now. It's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair. Okay.
It is not fair because most people in Monat will not be able to make $3 million in commission, and they won't be able to hit the middle ranks, least of all the higher ranks, and with no fault of their own. Take all of these claims with a grain of salt, because when people are in multi-level marketing companies, it is their job to inflate the business opportunity and also to inflate their success many times and to downplay the bad sides of the business model, because it needs to sound so much more interesting to potential customers and to potential recruits. So take all of these claims with a grain of salt. But if we go through the numbers and if we go through what these people have told us, let me give you maybe some insights on the financial side and why I don't believe that these women are actually as successful as they claim they are. This is speculation from my side. I do not have access to their back end, but hear me out. Amanda, the woman speaking at the top, has claimed that she has made over 100K in her 2 years in Monat. She's in the 100K club, which is now a thing in Monat, because the $1 million club is not enough anymore, because not enough people are following and are able to make $1 million in commission. And Monat cannot show them around like show ponies on their conferences and cannot show appreciation. That is why they just recently opened up the 100K club. If she joined the 100K club, as she advised on a post where she advised people to join the call that she's now doing together with Nicola, she was able to make over $100,000, and she's in the 100K club in 2 years in Monat. Then she either made $100,000 or $999,000. She is not in the $1 million club, because then she wouldn't promote it like this, and then she would have also been awarded by Monat in September in Monations, but she wasn't. Let's say she was able to make $100,000 over the 2 years in Monat. That is not impressive. It is impressive according to Monat's and MLM standards, yes, but where else could you make 100K in 2 years? Gee, I wonder if a corporate job could do that for you. I don't know about you, but at a certain point in your life with a certain experience, you will be able to make that much money. She has hit the car rank, the Cadillac rank. They both have. Unfortunately, also both apparently took the car, which is a money trap on its own. That is the MM, the Market Mentor rank. Then she said she was able to hit the next rank, that is the MMM, the Managing Market Mentor rank. And then she was able to hit the next rank, so I would assume that she is at the AED level, at the Associate Executive Director rank, which is the third highest rank in the company. I do not know if she is still there, but that could be her highest rank and once was or is her paid as rank. Only 0.30% of people in Monat ever reach those ranks. Cadillac rank, the MMM rank, and the AED rank. In addition to that, that is also not sustainable. That might be the highlight of the Monat career, and then it's downhill from there, especially with Monat losing so many market partners. The median annual gross earnings at the AED level is $206,000. The low annual was $100,000. So if you're able to make hardly anything in your first year, and then you're able to make a good amount of money in your second year because you were able to rank up, it could very well be that she's in the 100K club because she was able to make a little bit over $100,000 in her second year. Once again, that is not sustainable, and at the high end, people at that rank made over $400,000. That is rare. Hardly anybody in Monat does it. And financially speaking, everything that you do really depends on your downline. And if your downline is breaking away as market partners leave Monat, your paycheck is tanking as well. And to go back to the Cadillac rank, those people that get the Cadillac, they're screwed. Most people will end up in a financially more desperate situation than they did before, although they believe they're a success story in Monat. According to Monat's standards, they are. But if you get the car at the MM rank, then I hate to break it to you, then you're not able to afford a luxury car, and you depend on the payments from Monat. You get $1,500 towards the down payment of the car that might or might not cover the down payment of the car, and then depending on your ranks, you get $500, $750. That is what you get at the AED rank where she is at, or $1,000 at the top rank, which might or might not cover the payment of your car, but you're only eligible for those payments if you keep that rank. If you drop in rank, then the money might drop as well, and you might only receive $500, or if you lose the Cadillac rank altogether, you will not be paid. And then you're stuck with the payment yourself, and you will be putting yourself into a financially more desperate situation than you did before. That rank, you make $45,000 median annual gross earnings, and that is not enough to pay for a Cadillac, for a luxury car. And if you're at home with your husband, who also doesn't have to work anymore, they always claim that they retired their husband from their dangerous jobs, and you're at home and you're the sole income earner, you have to pay off a Cadillac, you have to pay for your 3,000 children, you have to pay for your holistic home birth, then you will lose so much money and you will be in debt so quickly, because if your downline breaks away and your team is cut in half or a third of your people leave, that is not a sustainable business. And then you will end up with your new lifestyle and with all of the expenses that you will very likely not be able to afford.
We all started with our me stalker Instagram, Nicola Small Instagram, right? No, and you didn't even go to college, did you?
Girl, I really passed high school.
That's yeah, that's
Oh, that's
so
what you thought. Okay.
well, no, because you're real. I remember looking at one of your reels.
That is even more dangerous, but I guess that is the demographic that a lot of the Monat hunts try to target. Those are people who don't even have an education. So what is your only hope? Put all of your eggs in one basket and hope that the Monat business will work, and you will work your ass off to make that happen somehow. But what if it doesn't? If you don't even have a school education to fall back to, any kind of education, training on the job or any job experience, then you're really screwed.
Oh,
What?
yeah. No, college. My dad was like, you're going to be a stay-at-home mom. You're not going to college. I'm like, okay, Dad.
I love that. Honestly, that's amazing. But you know, just don't compare and just be coachable. Okay. Like, we can tell you what to do in this business to be successful, but we can't do it for you.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's consistency every single day. It's talking to people. Like I said, I met my upline at a park. Yes, I found her Instagram, her social media, and she was planting those seeds every day when she was showing up. But truly, it wasn't until I met her in real life at the park and I was like, oh, like she knows that person and we know the same people, and she home births and I home birth, and her husband was in the Marine Corps, my husband's in the Marine Corps, and it was like she was a real person, right? And so don't underestimate like in person.
At the end of the day, I mean, I would just want to end this at, I'm just grateful for this, because it's like any average mom can do this. Any average person can do this. And it's truly a blessing, because so many moms these days have to work and they have to be away from their kids. And like, it's such a blessing that we're able to like, you know, make an income from home. And I don't care if it's like, literally my first check was like $16, like $16. You know what? That pays for the tip going out to eat, you know? So
like 84. Mine was like 84. And I'm like,
I mean, that's way better than mine was. So it's just, I just look at it as such a blessing and such a gift. And it's like, there's a quote that I love, and it's like, it said, God, I prayed for cake, but you gave me a mixing bowl, you gave me a spatula, and you gave me eggs. And he's like, well, yeah, because you have to get to work. I gave it to you, but you have to put it into work. And I think so many of us, we have a gift right in front of us, but we don't realize like that's it. But you got to do the work. You got to do the hard stuff. So
yeah. If you're feeling pulled to do it, jump in. We all regret joining later. Okay. Like we all regret joining later rather than sooner. So I love that. It's so true, you guys. It's so true. That's such a good point, Nicola. So thank you for
good. Yes, I gotta go live with one of my Australian girls, because we're on like 15-hour different time zones.
Totally. 100%. So good to talk,
Amanda.
girl.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, girl.
Bye,
See ya.
girl.
I asked God for poop, and he said, here is Monat. I guess that is more fitting. Monat is not a blessing. Monat is only a blessing for those people that are able to make money by recruiting enough people and are able to benefit off of those people. You inevitably, if you want to be successful in Monat, have to step on the backs of others. But I guess this language is typical in those circles. They're kind of part of the Christian, more extremist, Monat wing, however you want to call it. They're a part of Krista Parney's downline, Ivy Carnegie's downline, other very Christian people who praise that the Lord put Monat as a tool in their hands. Faith manipulation is really big there. That's why also they're talking a lot about planting seeds and being a stay-at-home mom. And that's also why I assume their fathers can tell them, no, you're not going to get any education. You will be a stay-at-home mom. That is so, so dangerous. But I guess that's the demographic they're fishing in as well. Not just inexperienced women, but inexperienced women who have a similar belief as them, where in their lives or in their minds, because of their religion, because of their upbringing, creating a home for their families is kind of top of the pops and the things they really want to achieve. Nothing wrong with that. But if you use that as a tool to recruit people into your downline and you utilize your faith while preventing people from getting potentially an education, which can be beneficial for your life, you could experience a lot of cool stuff outside of your home while you're also able to create a home for yourself and your children, then you're really scarring people and you're really taking away from people's possibilities rather than adding the blessing of Monat. For most people, joining Monat is a curse, not a blessing. The income disclosure statement shows that very clearly. And work from home is great, or working in a hybrid model is great because yes, you have more flexibility in a remote or in a hybrid job. But if you have to work from home while catering to your 100 children, that is simply not realistic. You need time without your children eventually to focus on your job. Then you're going to hand your kids to somebody else who's taking care of them, which is fine. But don't glamorize and don't romanticize this work from home thing. That is not romantic. You will need time for yourself if you want to pitch this to other people, and you cannot do this consistently with people around you. That is bogus. Let's stop this. And honestly, to pitch Monat all the time and to consistently be on calls with your girls, aka grown women from Australia, doesn't sound like a blessing either. That was Monat. The cat has left the room. He was like, ooh, nope. I don't want my hair to fall out. I'm leaving, and I don't blame him. He also doesn't want to drive a Cadillac that he cannot afford anyways, so he is safe. I hope you're safe as well, and in order to continue to be safe, in my opinion, let's all not join Monat. Monat is bogus. Monat is tanking. Monat sucks. That is just my opinion, but I have a very clear stance on this. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, then please give it a shampoo thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, feel free to do that in the comment section down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!